Hello, parents. Today I'm recording this video again, this time with audio so you can hear what's going on. So sorry about the issue with the video last time. And if you do hear a baby in the background, that is my lovely son, Jacob. You're going to type in Roblox Studio. Make sure it's not Roblox Player, otherwise it won't work. For this kind of quick review, quick tutorial, stuff that we've already covered in the first and second lessons. Just real basic stuff. First, let's just go ahead and select a base plate. It will ask you to log in if you're not already logged in. Okay. Now, when you're on the base plate, I do want to show you a couple of things. First things first, this is how to add a part. You literally just click on part. As many parts as you click, they will come onto the screen. Now let's talk about moving objects. Obviously, you can see me clicking and dragging objects. I can even zoom in for you so you can see a little bit better. You can move around with the WASD keys or the arrow keys. They work exactly the same. Additionally, you can resize stuff. So look at these tools up here. These are really vital. Select it just means like you can click on them. Move. Now this helps you really move with fine-tuned movement with the specific arrows on a specific axis. So this really helps get things exactly where you want it. Now scale helps you change the size of something. So you can change it from a small rectangle to, a very large one, right? So, and you can make it as tall as you want, right? So quite quickly, out of a single little block, you have a giant wall, right? So that's something you could do. You can also, with the select tool, you can click and drag multiple objects, and I can move them all at the same time. So that's also useful. And then I can also rotate. So you can rotate with this slider. You can rotate I can't rotate like that because they're all kind of stuck to the base plate. If I moved them up, then I could rotate them. You can see like in the air. So that is pretty cool. I'm going to go ahead and delete all of those. You can include a block like we did before, a sphere. You can do a wedge, and you can do a cylinder. And then again, you can change the dimensions on all of these objects. And there's additionally, you can change the texture properties. So if you go to here under the properties tab, not the Explorer tab. Explorer is just the hierarchy of where everything sits. But the properties tab, that's what lets you see, well, the properties of any given object. Now, you can change all sorts of things. You can change the color, and you can change also the texture. And I'm going to show you what I guess magenta wood looks like. And there you go. You see that wood grain texture, but it's magenta, right? And you can do neon and sand. Sand's one of my favorite. It has this kind of wavy design to it. Anyway, so neat stuff there. And because it's a wedge, it scales with dimensions, and you can see stuff there. So, and if I ever want to jump into a world and test anything, I can press play. And it loads. Also, to play, you can also just do F5. That'll work too. And it looks like I can run on this thing, and it's a pretty smooth ramp, right? So that's nice. And it's got this nice magenta texture. Okay. Also notice though, it's above the base plate, and yet when I press play, it's I guess it falls down. So one thing you do if you want it to stay in midair, if you're creating an obstacles course, say, one thing you could do is press the anchor button. So now, watch what happens when I press play. The wedge of sand should just be, there it is, parked there in midair. And it looks like I can still walk onto it. If it were a little bit higher, I wouldn't be able to, right? So now these other objects, they were not anchored, and so I can kind of kick them around and move them by interacting with them. So you can have anchored objects and non-anchored objects as well. So if you do not see the Properties tab, which you may not, you can always go to View, and you can make sure that it's selected here. That's how you do Properties and Explore. You always want these to be on, even if you have to switch back and forth between them. That is what you're going to do. Additionally, I want to show you how to add assets from the toolbox. Now, we originally tried to build a car in one of our Roblox classes. Unfortunately, Roblox made an update about 2 weeks ago where they disabled any kind of surface hinge and a lot of other things they changed at the same time. So if you still want a car, although we can't teach you the same way, you can always search exactly what you're looking for here in this toolbox. So I'm searching for car. You can literally put in whatever car. You can drag it in, or you can just click. And there we got a 2019 Lexus RCF, right? Wouldn't it be nice if you could just drag that in under the Christmas tree for mom and dad, right? Hey, mom, thank you for signing me up for Roblox. Here's a new Lexus, right? That would be fantastic. Same thing with BMW, i8. You got the Roadster. You got a monster truck. Heavens. Is that like an Aventador monster truck? Wow, that is impressive. Okay. Somebody's got more money than I do. That is for sure. You got motorcycles as well. All kinds of stuff. So let's actually jump in here. Again, F5 you can use to play, or you can mouse over to the play area. All right, this is a... Oh. Okay. It looks like it's not quite working. It looks like I can turn, and I can turn the lights on. Interesting. The other part about, okay, looks like it's changed my view there. It left a wheel there. That's really too bad. So you have to test the vehicles, the assets out. What you get in the toolbox is made by other users on Roblox, so it may or may not work. So you have to kind of figure out if it works. Okay, this one says the throttle is up. Okay. So I can press up, and yeah, that is definitely not working. Okay, so this one's not working either. Let's see. Okay, I can definitely turn. Throttle is up. Yeah. Oh, this is interesting. Again, not working. So strange. You can always jump to get out of them. All right, so we're gonna. Yeah, so none of the cars are working today. That is so strange. I don't know. Oh, I think maybe I have. Oh. Goodness gracious. And it sure made a loud noise, and then it respawned me. So that didn't work either. Perhaps this is not the best idea. I do, but proceed to drive directly off the map, killing myself. So that's fun. So you can do a lot of really cool things. Some of these things work, some of them don't. They require quite a bit of coding. But anyway, for now, we are going to delete everything that's not this giant monster truck. And I'd highly recommend you to add in a bunch of things that make it feel like it rhymes, or you're creating a world like you'd want. So let's say I want trees. So then I just search for tree, and we get this pink here, this pink tree. Look at that. If you use Control D, you can copy stuff. All right, so we're just gonna keep dropping trees in here. Then I can actually, if I hold Control down, or I click and drag, well, If I click and drag, I can do Control D, and then boom, I have 3 more trees. And then you guessed it, I'm going to click and drag, and then Control D, and goodness, I have so many of these trees now. Oh, this is great. And I'm going to click and drag yet again. I'm going to do Control D, and now, whoops, I'll have to do that again so I get the full line of them. And then what I want to essentially do is create a racetrack with trees. So that's pretty cool. You can do that. It doesn't take that much time, to be honest, and it's pretty cool. You can see that the more assets that you have in Roblox, the more processing power that will be required, right? So if your computer lags out just a little bit, know that that's, perfectly normal. But give it a shot. Try to create something that's interesting. We're gonna see if I can now race amongst these trees here. All right. Put any on the outside, so then there you go, I died again. All right, so that basically is the quick tutorial. Again, we went over the select tool, the move tool, the scale tool, the rotate tool. Yeah, let's scale this bad boy up. Wow, that thing is huge. It really is a monster. Got the rotate tool. We've got the, under the view tab, you make sure that those properties are turned on. So you can change the exterior color or what have you. You have the toolbox as well, where you can drop in assets, and you can do all sorts of things. So with that, I will sign off. Thank you so much for watching, and hopefully this has been a great review of previous lessons. And I hope that your future lessons are just as fun.